So are you ready to be a lean, clean, energetic machine? If you are, stick around. I got some good news for you. I'm Elizabeth at Dandelion North, and today we're talking about not just any green tea. This is China green tea. Most delicious. Now, some people experience maybe a bitterness, and that's not unusual because of the way that it's processed. It doesn't go through all of these heating or steaming or drying processes. It is allowed to dry naturally. And the reason why you may see that green tea is a little more expensive, I've got some notes here. As they dry these leaves, they're in large shrubs. It's evergreen leaf, of course, and it is native to Eastern Asia. And it comes from the leaves that have been withered, rolled, fermented, and dried. What are the benefits? Well, I'm going to share many with you, but please stick around because I have a bonus for you. So the first thing that we can say about, you may have a question as to if it actually is China green tea. So investigate whoever you may be looking for, or check out dandelionnorth.com, and I highly recommend it. It's most delicious. But caution, and I'm saying that lightheartedly, don't drink it at nighttime when you're like 2 or 3 hours from going to bed, because of all the things I'm going to share with you. So what are the most important things? Well, it's very stimulating to the entire body system. And what it does is it actually, well, they're speeding up the metabolizing process. And they're a real jam powerhouse of just, metabolizing, getting all those functions working and harming. And you just, fatigue is a thing of the past. You seriously are an energized machine. And if you ladies are pushing that point of trying to get something done, a task that you're trying to do, I implore you to use the China green tea. For you men who are already energized, but you want something that's a little more lean to the body, and women benefit too, use the China green tea. It'll make you feel good overall. Anytime you're using something that's stimulating, that also speeds up circulation of our blood, and it really truly energizes us. So it's super, super awesome for that. The other thing is fluid retention. Now, bear in mind you are drinking a tea. So also, keep your liquids up. And when you're enjoying this tea, you're going to actually notice that fluid retention goes down. Your body is moving those fluids out. Your kidneys are in optimum function. And, of course, this is feeding our adrenal glands. It's helping us to gain energy because it is a stimulant and it's speeding up metabolism. So we're going to get a replenishment, and we are going to be able to move out those fluids from out of our body. So you'll start noticing fluid retention is a thing of the past. If you have some swelling in your body or fluid retention, this is a good way to get that moving, because anything is a stimulant, there again, it gets things to moving. It just like generates and gets the pumps running, so to speak. It fights infections, and that's a wonderful thing. Green tea has been shown to be very effective in fighting infections. So let me explain. If you are someone who maybe breaks out on their face, you have oily skin and you're breaking out with bumps and pimples and stuff of that nature, this would be a great rinse. So you could brew your tea and you could use it as a toner and clean your face. Those are like mild bacterial infections. They're not like harmful or anything. That just might not be so attractive when they're, popping out on your body. But the wonderful thing about it is you could actually, I would recommend using this as a toner, adding it to maybe your bath wash, and just brew the tea and dilute your bathing regimen and place it up out your body. So it'll help fight off those curious odors and bacteria. It's really, really good. Now, bear in mind, you've just brewed it into a tea, so it's not going to be super strong, but you can incorporate it and use it in those areas for just mild bacterial things. For those of you who might make your own deodorant spray, perhaps on the water content part of your deodorant, make it from green tea. Brew you a strong green tea and then, batch it up and make your mixture for your natural deodorant. Once again, killing off mild bacteria. China green tea is also seen as a astringent. So when I say clean bacterial infections, you can incorporate it in your wound cleaning toners. Something that you brewed up that you can naturally just incorporate into that mixture. For you ladies who put toner on your face, this is astringent. Now, one is removing surface dirt and cleansing those pores and allowing those pores of your skin to contract. In other words, shrink and draw back together. Kind of like calm things down. If you ever notice, stimulants bring down swelling. So when we put something on there to clean it, we're trying to get that inflammation down and get everybody, quieting down and let them know it's okay and everything's going to be all right. So that's basically what we're doing. We're also doing that when we remove dirt, we're astringent, we're cleaning it out so everything can get back to where it needs to be, and that allows those pores to close back up and guard against dirt. In the body, I do not want to per se give you any kind of ideas or influence you thinking that it kills these certain infections. Do your homework, study it a little harder, try it out, but I wouldn't solely depend on it. Not just yet. I think the jury's still out and there's not enough information to say, okay, we can use it on this particular infection. But just know that bacterial infections, things that are on the surface, I would highly recommend it. Use soap like I do. It wouldn't hurt that you could, have your green tea in there and you could soak in, can tone up the body, the outer skin. Because remember, our skin is our largest organ. And if we take care of it, it'll take care of us. Osteosclerosis, that's the hardening of the arteries in our heart. Well, what's wonderful about China green tea is the effectiveness at removing the plaque from off of your arteries, capillaries, blood vessels. It can really truly clean up the plaque on the inside of the body. It's helping our heart. It's strengthening or allowing our heart to strengthen itself by reducing plaque buildup in the arteries. So what's that tell us? Fights cholesterol. Absolutely. I can tell you that here, as a practicing herbalist, apothecary, I have so many times issued China green tea in capsules that I packed out because I trust where I get my China green tea. And I have issued them to more than one man. And I stress males. Males, most of the time, they will just look wonderful. They're well built. Just a strapping lad. They've taken care of their body. And they think that they're doing all these good things. And lo and behold, they are suddenly having cholesterol problems. Now, I am seriously seeing this in an age range. Our males range between the age of 33 and 38. The first one that came to me, he just had his 33rd birthday. He had been diagnosed with high cholesterol. And he truly worked hard. He was a well-built man. You could tell he was extremely healthy. His skin was clear. And he suddenly now had cholesterol problems. They had to put him on cholesterol medication. And he was trying to use that. But nothing was seeming to work. And over, he's still getting the same results. It's just like nothing was happening. For whatever reason, his cholesterol was up and he couldn't get it down. So I can tell you that out of clinical studies or case studies here at the shop, that has been used and it has been very effective. To see some really true benefits and effects from this, a minimum of 30 days. Now, I want you to think about that. Without going into all this, real deep, but just so you understand in a real easy form. It generally takes our body a minimum of 3 weeks to 6 weeks to see some kind of positive results, because the way our body metabolizes our immune system, and you got all of these mechanics going on in our body. And sometimes, some of us, for whatever reason, it will happen faster. And then there's others, it will take a little longer. So I knew in my mind's eye that if he is fighting a cholesterol problem, that we were looking at no less than 30 days and all the way up to 6 weeks. He comes back to me. He had been to his doctor's appointment, and I think at that point, it was at the 45-day mark, because I wanted to make sure he was okay, that this was agreeing with him. He wasn't, I'd never had anybody have any conflicts with China green tea, but you just always deal in cautionary if you are practicing herbalism. Just always just be cautious and just practice good sense, okay? Just don't assume that because it was okay for this guy and that gal that it's going to be okay for the next one. Always, always give that disclaimer and allow them and educate them and let them know, you know, what to look for, or basically make yourself available so that they can call you and get a hold of you if there's anything that just they are curious about, or they just want to make sure it's okay, or check it out. So let's get back to what I was saying. Sure enough, he had went to his physician, been rechecked, you know, that did his blood work and so forth. He could not believe it. You talking about knocking it in the dirt. I mean, seriously, the cholesterol was just slashed in half. He just could not believe it. It is amazing because God created fruit to grow upon every tree, a cure for every disease in the world, all over the world, is to use it to prevent high cholesterol, cutting the plaque from off of the arteries and guarding against hardening of the arteries, which is the osteosclerosis. And we don't want that. We want a healthy pumper, a plumper pumper, as I call it. They have stated that it can prevent cancer. So they'll go as far as to say that they've seen where it has been effective on preventing cancer and just activating those cancer cells. It just prevents that from happening. There are lots of good things in our world that are granted to us that is our God-given right to use and to make our own medicine. I would definitely encourage anybody to use, you know, China green tea. If you are wanting to prevent cancer, absolutely anything that God has given us, and it's that potent and it can clean the plaque off of your arteries. Come on now. That's a plus, amplified overall. And that way you can be a lean, clean, energized machine. The other thing I wanted to add in this is to let you know that, let's say you've lost your gallbladder. The physician deemed that it needed to be removed. Our liver is still producing bile, right? It's still cutting down and helping us to process our food and digest it. China green tea, one thing that has been shown to do effectively is break down those larger fat molecules and make them easier to digest. Once again, converting our food into energy. Fires up our furnaces and keeps us running and speeds up our circulation. And of course, if it's cleaning our arteries, our blood's going to flow a lot better through our body, you know, helping our pumper, our heart, to be stronger and assisting all of our vital organs in many, many ways. So anytime that you are looking to China green tea, look to it for those reasons. Now, here is another thing. Remember I said that it will clean the plaque from off of the arteries. Now, they're very positive and confident in that, and I've been shown that even by my own clientele that come here. Imagine making your own mouthwash with your green tea. Now, those are things that people are not doing. They're drinking the green tea. That's going to help keep the plaque from off of their teeth. We are now preventing cavities, which, you know, is a loss of our teeth. So if it can clean plaque from off the arteries of our heart down in our body, now we're drinking the tea and it's able to do that kind of job for us. Imagine if you're drinking it and it's passing through your teeth and jaws and gums, what it's doing. It's keeping that cleaned up without disturbing the natural osmosis and the microbial bacteria that's in our mouth. It just helps keep that plaque buildup off. Now, that is not to say, and I am not encouraging anybody in any way to go out and start just jamming your body full of all kinds of sweets and sugars and all these different things. I am saying that you are getting a benefit if it can do that in your body. If it can take plaque off internally, it can also take off plaque, you know, internally in our mouth as well. So you're benefiting by protecting your teeth and gums from cavities. Now, for some of you ladies who are really truly like making all these different products and different things and expanding your herbal knowledge and making your at-home things, how about, and gentlemen too, not disregarding, it's just that there's more females in that area than there are males. And for you men who might want to make your own mouthwash, use green tea as your base. And then that way you can swish your mouth, and so that will actually add to your regimen there a beneficial thing. They want you to use a water pick and, maybe floating some through there. We're also doing something more that's on the preventive level of preventing cavities. Let's just not even let them get started. Let's just stop that altogether. Now, I told you earlier that if you stuck around, I'll give you even more. Well, here's a bonus. I wanted to be careful in how I offered this bonus to you because I don't want people to get the wrong idea of what my mission is and what I'm trying to help you to do. But for those of us who have a little bit of tummy fat, for us ladies, that commonly occurs in our breast area, our hip area, our abdomen, lower extremity, and just that little bit of, belly fat and those little fat deposits that we have on our body. Well, we're not on a diet level without your body thinking you're starving it or you're fasting or you're doing something crazy to it. You are doing something that is gentle, is stimulating to the body, and it's very healthy and beneficial to you, including your heart. You're helping your teeth. Anytime we can take care of our teeth, we can prevent major health problems. Our teeth will directly affect our heart and major organs in our body. So make sure if you have any dental issues, you need to address them and get them done right away. But the bonus is green tea has been extremely effective on belly fat. And I have used this for myself and can actually report it works. It's very effective. You do want to do this every day. You want to drink green tea every day. If you can drink green tea more than once a day, by all means, because it does give a yield to metabolizing and boosting energy, we can reduce our belly fat, because I have used it for that and benefited from it. There's a lot of people who amplify it and say use it for diet and losing weight. Well, it will take excess body fat off of you. I'm not going to kid. I have seen this result with my own husband. He started drinking green tea, and I kid you not, his body just like body fat was just gone, in the sense of he was already a well-built, strapping lad, but his body began to look like someone who was a bicyclist. Assembly department area, so he's on his feet walking in a hot metal building all day. And so, of course, he's just melting, just sweat just running profusely off of him. When he switched up his drink, that's going to help his heart and help to overall stimulate his organs and circulation and, keep that blood pumping. But he began to really, truly lose body fat extremely fast. Changed the definition of his body. I mean, he just seriously went slender. His legs started slendering down a lot. Green tea has caffeine in it, okay? And I know I failed to mention that. Green tea, in its natural plant constitutes, is full of natural caffeine. This is a healthy constitute. This is a positive caffeine. This is not an adulterated, been placed into it. This is part of that plant's natural makeup, is caffeine. Our bodies need a certain amount of caffeine, so this is a good caffeine. Also, as I said, will keep you awake. It'll keep you energized. You'll no longer need no energy drink because you'll have green tea in your diet, and it will give you that positive energy that you need and overall feel well. If you're looking for China green tea and you want to be sure you're getting the right thing, look to dandelionnorth.com. I'll put the link here on the screen and down below. And additionally, make sure that you check out the plant botanical name to be sure you are truly getting China green tea. I'll also put a link for the matcha green tea. I know that it's readily available. You can find it more so now down below for one that you can purchase. With my shameless plug here of checking it out. If you do have any questions, you can leave a comment down below. You can email me. You can contact me via phone by calling Shop Direct. If I don't answer, Please bear in mind it's a one-man band, so leave a message. I will call you back. And there's a lot that can be answered on the website. Now, if you are interested and you truly enjoyed this, definitely give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone you think will benefit from this information. And if you enjoyed this channel, check out some more videos, because you can always subscribe, and I appreciate that too. So I'm going to put up the video of something you can do right now with your spring plants and so forth that you'll be interested in, and I think you'll enjoy it, especially for those of you who like wildcrafting and forage and want to know what your next move is for this spring. So until the next one, chase the moon with the spirit of a dandelion. This is Elizabeth Morgan as your practical apothecary.